When the bacon is sizzling and the pan is hot, cooking with Stoney Stone, cooking up all that he's got. From the highway to the back road, he's cruising the mile. Driving with Stoney Stone, you'll be there in style. Out on the water where the big fish will bite, old farts fishing from morning till night. Check out all the catfish action with Catfish Wars. Need some great stories, he's got them to share. On his Fishing with Stoney Stone podcast, he's always right there. Oldfartsfishing.com is where you should go for the online store and the whole darn show. Real estate, photography needs services for all your real estate photography needs. Right, Stoney's photography. Don't hire a phony, hire a Stoney. Lots of availability. Next day turnaround, great quality, all quality, and reasonable rates. Order online at Stoney'sPhotography.net.
I got some 3x3 quarter inch.
We're on. What is up? Happy Monday. It is Fishing with Stoney Stone and my partner here.
Darren with Standard Issue Fishing Team.
He's still going to keep saying
Channel Cat Crew.
And we got an in-house guest tonight as well, Richard Moutry with the Channel Cat Classic. We're going to get to him in a moment. Kevin Brock's supposed to be calling on as well to talk about ISC. We actually have an official fishing report to do, which we're going to start doing on Mondays. And that what makes it official is it's actually from guides. So I've been talking to a few guides at the ISC show to come up with, hey, I need some fishing reports. So I got guys that are giving us a fishing report. So we'll give them a shout out and thanks for doing that. And let me
That'll
see.
be good.
Looking at our producer. Any call in? Not yet? Nope. All right. We're just going to rock and roll. So let's just jump right into the fishing report. So what I did was I made connections with a few people and they texted me. I'm going to start right off with, you guys know, one of your favorite guides out on the Delta out there is Golden State Sport Fishing.
Oh, not that guy.
Not that guy. Mr. Joey. Real, real, real. You know, if you ever been out with Joey, you know what that sound is. Real, real, real. Yeah. Or that the other thing is, oh, Stoney. There's a few other classics that we have. You got to go look at our YouTube videos with the Golden State. But I think I have a video out there of the things that Joey says. Or
yeah,
you know, there's some classics. If you guys have ever gone out with them, you know what I'm talking about. But fishing report out there is sturgeon fishing has exploded into action over the past few weeks. So all that water, all that rain that has come is probably settling down now. So the delta's picking up. Most catches coming from waters as shallow as 25 feet deep. Okay. Despite the water temperature holding steady at 48.5, the fish show no signs of slowing down. We've had success scouring areas from Pittsburgh to the sloughs, particularly on the incoming tides. Eel and salmon roe remain the top baits, and consistently delivering impressive results. So
nice.
They can definitely back that up. If you go to their Facebook page, you'll see all the pictures of the sturgeon that they're catching and releasing, and everybody having a great time. So, Joey, appreciate you for sending us in. Remember, if you're a guide out there and you're not giving us a fishing report, definitely hit us up and get a fishing report out there to us, and we'll give you a shout out, and we'll do that. So, Kyle Weiss, what is Kyle fishing for? You know?
No. Kokanee?
He's at New Maloney's.
Kokanee, probably.
Probably kokanee. So they're top lining Papa G's and teaspoons along with Rapellas in the top 20 feet and creek arms at 2.5 miles per hour.
Okay.
So he's out there giving a slaying. So Headhunter Sport Fishing is Kyle Weiss. He's out at New Maloney's. He does go to the Delta. You know, I think he's running a couple boats. Just because of that muscle thing, I think he keeps them, or he decontaminates. I don't know exactly what he does, but yeah. Kyle's out there every day putting to work somewhere. If he's not at New Maloney's, he's at the Delta. But another great guy. Go look them up on Facebook under Headhunter Sport Fishing. And of course, I got one more to give here. Spent some time with Big Nate with Big Nate's Guide Service.
Oh,
He spends a lot of time at Berryessa, and that's where he is right now. It's gotten dirty from all the muddy water pumping out into Puta Creek. Water temps.
Creek?
Puta Creek.
okay.
Yep, I know. I said the same thing. We got an RV a long time ago. We got into RVing, and when we bought the RV, I'm digressing a little bit. They gave us this free package to go camping, right? At these camp resorts, and they give you a membership for the first year.
Okay.
And the second year, you got to pay for it, which is stupidly ridiculous to pay for. But so you take the first year. Well, the first place we went to was Puta Creek in this RV, in our brand new RV. We stayed there. And I got a fishing story. We'll come back to that too. Let me tell you the story of Puta Creek when the kids were real young. So water temps are as low as 50 degrees, and the trout and salmon bite has slowed a bit. Trigger spoon juniors and trick minnows and shad patterns have been the most effective from 10 to 25 feet deep.
Okay.
So that's my official report from Big Nate's Guide Service, Headhunter Sport Fishing, Golden State Sport Fishing. If you want to be on that list and you've got a body of water you're fishing, like say Collins Lake or Orville, Shasta, Folsom. Folsom would be great. It's in our backyard right here. But if you've got a spot you want to give a fishing report, text me, send it, 408-889-3671. And just the fishing report, no pictures, Darren. But sending me those pictures.
All right.
So ISE, we're going to jump right into ISE. So we'll back up a little bit. Before ISE, I think the week before, I was with Kevin, and we went out to the Washington Outboard Club. I guess it's a big fishing club there in Sacramento.
Yep.
And we went and did a presentation on striper, fishing, seminar on striper. There must have been, I don't know, 200 people there. I mean, it was packed, standing room only. Great bunch of people. I hear their membership is like 600 people and a waiting list of 150.
Yeah.
So are you, you're honest, you already know. Yeah.
Yeah.
So why are you, what makes it so hot? Why does everybody want to get into that?
I think there are some bodies of water that are around Sacramento area downtown that you can't get to unless you're with somebody
Exactly.
or you're a member.
Yeah.
And
That whole Lake Washington, unless you want to come all the way up from Rio Vista,
yeah,
that's the only way you can get to it.
yeah. So
That's
I've
a
been here for about a year and a half.
Wow.
yeah.
Yeah. So great bunch of people. A lot of these guys came out to the ISC show, and Kevin did a demonstration on his rods. And so Kevin came out, and that was pretty cool, and sold a lot of product. And then from there, we went to Rio Vista on Wednesday, because ISC started Thursday. We went on Wednesday, and we became official members. I got a little sticker here somewhere on here to the a commercial member, not just a member, but a commercial member to the California Striped Bass Association out of there, and Rio Vista, and that was for coming out, giving a seminar, and hanging out with those guys. So I'm an official member. I don't know what that means. So I'm officially something. So, but feels good to be something else.
Yeah. Yeah.
It feels good to be part of something. But we went there, did a striper seminar with those guys, and a lot of those guys came out to the ISC and bought rods, and that's what I did for Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. If you guys came out to the ISC show, you saw us out there. I was in Kevin's booth along with Warren Fredrickson. So we were basically sales guys for most of the time. And then Eric came out on Saturday. We filmed a seminar with Kevin Brock. Now, there's a funny story here. You know, oh yes.
We do have Kevin Brock in studio now.
Okay, he is. All right. We'll bring him on in a sec. Well, let's bring him on now.
Yeah.
Let's bring him on now. Let's bring Kevin in. I'll get to the story. It's perfect time.
Get your headphones on.
Oh yeah, I gotta have it over here. Give me a second here, but yes, Kevin Brock is in. A perfect time to tell my story.
Yeah.
All right. Oh, there's Kevin Brock.
Gonna have to get another pair of these for when we have
I know,
guests.
right? We're gonna be sitting here in the dark wondering what we're talking about. Sign language. We can put it like this.
I can read this.
So is he unmuted now, or is he good to go?
Yeah.
Oh,
Hear me now?
I can hear you, buddy.
There we
What's
go.
up?
Awesome, man. Hey, thanks for having me on air. I
Did,
appreciate it. Tony, good to see
did you
you,
get
bud.
any? Oh, she's probably tired of seeing me all weekend.
No, I wasn't looking at you. Hardly, you were hardly around.
We were all over the place, but
Yeah, no, that was
funny.
good. Exhausted. I'm sore. We literally just got done unpacking all the equipment and all the show stuff and the rest of the rods that were left, which there wasn't many, at the tackle box in Tico. We just got back home and oh my goodness, I'm tired.
I bet you look like I feel so.
Yeah, well, hey, that's a good thing.
um,
You must feel great then.
I do. I do. It's great to be sitting down. But you called in at a perfect time. I do want to get into the rod sales. We do have a giveaway that we're doing
Yep,
with a
yep, yep.
rod.
Name
But
already
I
picked.
do have perfect. I had a story I wanted to tell though. So we came out here. Eric came out, and we were doing all your filming for your seminar, right? And you guys that follow me know I run a photography business, a video business. This is what we do for a living. Well, Eric sets up the camera in the back of the seminar, so we're looking, the deep shot right over people's heads, and Kevin's there, and so Eric's like, Stoney, you need to man this camera, make sure it stays on. I'm like, perfect, I can do that. Well, Eric goes to the front to do all his stuff, right?
To be fair,
To be fair,
you said I told you to make sure it stays on.
right?
And you
I
made
did.
You,
It stayed
you
on.
stayed on very well.
Now he left a very important thing out of it. Now something I should know, is that well, you got to make sure it's in focus too, because if it's focusing on the guy's head sitting there and not on Kevin, Kevin's going to be blurry, and this guy's going to be so that all that footage from the back of the room was of this guy's head that was sitting in the front, nothing of Kevin. We got
That's
great audio.
awesome.
That's awesome. But the video is already released. So if you missed his Kokanee seminar at the ISE, you can go rewatch that on YouTube, and it's on his Facebook page under Fish Kevin Brock.
Because Eric got the shot.
Eric got the shot. So
Good job, Eric.
those they
Way to go, man.
and,
Woo!
and
To the professionals.
and anytime
Yeah.
you're working with a business called Stoney's Photography, you gotta expect some of these things are gonna happen sometimes.
That's great.
It was a little blurry.
Oh,
A little blurry.
And this is why I hire help, because I bring in the right help to make sure things run smoothly. And that's why I've got a guy behind the scenes running cameras, switchboard. So a big shout out to Eric for all you do. Thanks for hanging out with us at ISE. We got a ton of interviews. So watch the Fishing with Stoney Stone page, and those things are scheduled to go out like probably for the next 2 weeks. I think Eric said we got over 50 different clips of interviews, plus all the stuff that I've got with Kevin that we're doing. You got to follow Fish Kevin Brock channel as well. Those reels have started coming out as well. So we took his seminar and broke it into smaller chunks. So you guys don't have to sit there and watch, 35 minutes of a seminar. You can watch 2 minutes in little bite-sized pieces. So Kevin, tell us about ISE. How'd it go? How'd your rod sales go? Give us your feedback of just the weekend.
I don't even remember.
It was a blur.
I'm too tired. It was a blur from when we started on, Roxanne and I went down on Tuesday, set up the show so you and I could finish it on Wednesday, and then so we could go do that seminar Wednesday night. So from, Monday we packed, Tuesday we drove, unpacked, set up. Wednesday we spoke, we set up the rest of the thing, drove around, got back late, and Thursday it was on. On Thursday, I must say this, and thank you to the Washington Outboard Club. Thank you for California Striped Bass Association. Thank you for all the supporters. It was amazing. Thursday, started at 11. I looked over at Warren, and I'm thinking it's like 1 o'clock. It's like 4:50 in the afternoon. I never even looked down the aisle. In fact, at the ISE show, I made it from the our booth to the California Sportsman's, which is a SEP there over there, and did a seminar. Got hurried up and got back, and that's as much as the show as I saw. I literally walked there,
Pretty
walked
much.
back, and we were in the booth. And then by the end of the day, in the evening when it started to slow down, you were so exhausted you didn't even want to walk anywhere anyway.
Yeah.
So how'd the rod sales go? Do you move a
Yeah,
lot
it
of
was,
product?
and I want to say from been doing these shows a long time, normally just to promote the guide service and things like that. But, our rods came out last year and they're good because I spent, and everybody else has spent, a couple of years of development on these rods, different ones, different things. And man, we hit some home runs. The price point was, it was a good price for a good rod. We gave them back to people, and rods were flying out of there literally. I mean, people were just standing up waiting to pay. Is that the one? Is that the rod? Is that the rod? Is that the rod? And oh, I heard about that rod. And my buddy fished that rod, and I want to get 2 more of those rods. And it was just, it's just working, and that's kind of a cool thing. So
Yeah,
for
Warren
us,
said he was just sitting there
and
and people were just
thanks
throwing
to
money at
you,
him.
yeah, thanks to you, Stoney, and and everybody else out there, the social media that supports us, this is happening. Yeah, Warren said it felt like the old days. He just sat down and people were throwing $20 bills on him. I, I didn't want to ask about what the old days entailed, but
Hey,
that's what Warren said anyway. So
yeah, he didn't have to dance very much either.
Yeah.
yeah, no, it was pretty amazing, and it just goes to show when you put a lot of time into something and make a good product. Um, you're fair about it. It's a fair price, and it's something that works good. People will buy it, and that's kind of what we're about. Standing for being fair, and we didn't have to go through a distributor, a wholesaler, a couple different manufacturers, and then to the retailer. We skipped all those 40 points all the way up, and so we were able to give people an amazing fishing rod at an amazing price, and people were really there to support us. So thank you for that. So
Yep, yep. And we got a couple new things released, which I'm going to go after a little bit later. We'll get into a deep dive into some product reviews. But we got the Kick 'em a Pow that was selling off the shelf pretty quick, and then the
anybody
kokanee corn.
anybody who talked catfish, they bought the Kick 'em a Pow. Now we didn't
Yeah,
even have to like push it or sell it. You handed them the jar and said, "Smell it."
I said, smell it.
The smell.
There you
Don't
go, Richard.
snort it.
Smell it.
Don't snort it.
Oh, that
Smell it.
yellow sauce.
And when
Yeah.
you smelled it, you were like, "Catfish are gonna love this, hands down." That's what it is. And I
Wow.
spent a lot of time, a
Kick 'em
lot
a
of
pow.
a lot of
I need one of
research
those.
with it. Don't snort it. Don't snort it. It's not good to snort, you guys. Don't
He's
be
trying
chopping
not
that stuff
to.
up.
Yeah.
But that was great. And then
He's all dizzy.
Yeah.
Stoney, you tested that stuff.
We
You
did.
you guys are gonna get all high in the studio, snorting kick 'em a pal, you know. And then you you
Looking
tested
at what
that
he's like.
stuff. You tested
That's
that
some good
stuff
stuff.
at uh,
The
Clear
catfish
Lake in that
bash, yeah.
tournament,
Yeah.
and although the fish were biting good, you got your personal best, and we're getting doubles and triples and quadruples, and yeah, the fish were biting good, but I'll tell you what, that stuff sure didn't hurt any at all, So that's
No.
cool to know that that product really enhanced things.
Yeah, and I think that was the key, right? Is it there's a lot that goes into the catfishing stuff, and it's the rods, the rigs, and everybody knows who
Mhm.
we support and sponsor, and we have different cures, baits, scents that we've used over the years, and Kevin came up. We talked about this for a few months. He put it to the test. He developed it. I helped come up with a label for it. It's about all I did. I said, hey, let's throw a label on it.
Yeah.
But he did all the hard work, and we brought it to market, and we tested it, and it works. It didn't hurt. Like you said, it didn't hurt.
Yeah.
It didn't hurt, and
But
it gives you a
It's
few
not
more
much at a
fish,
time.
a
Yeah.
couple more to hang on. It's worth it, right there. We all know that.
right,
I mean,
yeah.
I mean,
So our numbers were definitely up from previous things that we've used. So but
that's kind of cool.
I don't know. We're fishermen. We'll buy anything.
Hey,
Buy it.
and then you talked about the corn. And just exactly what I did with the scent, and you put the label on it. You made the label for Warren. I printed it, and Warren did all the hard work. He did everything else. He's done, and he's like a chemist. He put, an eighth of this and a shake of that and a little bit of this. He boils this, and cures that, and stills that, and then strains it and dried it, and that's how you get that kokanee corn, which has been tried true that sold like crazy too. We sold cases and cases and cases of that, and everybody who was talking kokanee fishing was buying that. You don't have to worry about it. Hook it on, keep it refrigerated, and go fishing. It's ready to go.
Yep.
So
Okay.
that was tried true for a long time. So if you can't get to the store and get the corn the night before, or you can't get everything to mix with it, have a couple of those jars and you're ready to go. So anyway, we're not doing it for an infomercial. By the time we
Nope.
were done with labels and glass jars and chemicals and everything, I think we lost money. But the cool thing is we had it for people to have. It's convenient and it'll be neat for them. So I mean that's just kind of what we're about, not losing money, but but you gotta have a little money to make it. But I mean not ripping people off on some gimmick scheme, that is some late night, whatever, infomercial type thing. No, this is the stuff that we have researched, worked, lived in the industry and made it so it's better for everybody else. And that's really kind of what Old Farts Fishing stands for. Is just kind of being community, sharing information, hanging out, and helping people.
That's it.
Yep.
And speaking of helping people, we have a rod giveaway that we're doing.
We do, we do, we
That
do.
you have a Kevin Brock rod that we're doing. That we put some names in a hat. I think we had a call out saying, come to the ISE, tell us you saw the podcast, and you had a few names thrown into a hat.
Yeah. There was actually ended up being several, kind of more and towards the end. But yeah, so some guys are like, "Hey, remember that?" I'm like, "Oh yeah." So we put it in a little plastic jar. I pulled the name right before the podcast as I was trying to get on here, and Robert Kimball of Sacramento. So right down there, if you make your way over to the tackle box in Chico or anywhere, Robert Kimball, you
Very
have
cool.
won a free of your choice, K Brock rod, because I thought, well, I'd give him a trout rod, but maybe he doesn't trout fish. And then I'll give him a striper rod, maybe he doesn't striper fish. I'll tell you what, you get a hold of me, Robert Kimball. I got his number here. We're not gonna put it on air, but I got his number. I'll call him, and he'll have his choice of whatever rod he wants. A
There you go.
$250
Very
retail
nice.
rod. Thank you to you, Old Farts Fishing. Thank you to K Brock Rods, and that's kind of cool. And we like doing that kind of stuff. And I got one more story before I go about rods.
Perfect. Okay.
We,
One more story.
one more story. We're sold out. We're sold out of all the popular rods. Okay, we sold over 500 rods, Stony. Thanks to you. Thanks.
Holy Toledo.
It was
500.
nuts.
Wow.
Over 518 rods. Crazy numbers. Crazy numbers, right? So we've been asked for this one model for 2 days, and we're out. We're packing everything up. We're ready to leave. You know, what's behind had fallen down behind the swim bait rack. That model, a 1C, was left. Everybody, and I was like, oh my gosh, we could have sold that thing another 100 times, right? I put it on the shelf. I look at my watch. The show ends at 4. It's like 3:58, right? I'm doing something. This young man walks up. 12, 13 maybe. I'm like, hey, can I help you with anything? We're right on. He's like, yeah, I'm looking for one of these rods. I heard about these rods. I need a striper rod. I'm like, wait a second. It's like this, like God putting this together, right? This kid, he's 12 years old, right? So he's not understanding what I'm saying. I'm like, I'm going to give you this rod. And he's like, no, I'm going to go get some money and I'll be right back. And I'm like, no, I'm going to give you this rod. And he didn't quite understand. So he leaves. And I thought, well, maybe he was intimidated. Maybe he was scared. Maybe he just wasn't really going to get it, right? No big deal. So I go back to Pat. I turn around 10 minutes later. There he is with money in his hand from his dad. And of course, I gave him like a super stellar deal on it. I'm like, do you want to pay for it? He goes, yes. He says, I have to pay for it. Meaning like his dad said, you're not getting it for free. You're going to pay for it.
All right.
So I think I gave it to him for like $50 or something. What I mean, some low cost, whatever ridiculous price. But the story is, never leave till the end. Always hell out, and you know what? It always works out. God has a plan. And that kid got this awesome rod, the last one that should have never been there, and now he's going to get to go
Right.
fishing. So yeah, that's just good stuff coming all the way back around. It was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he'll go to school, tomorrow and tell all his friends about this cool guy he met and he got this rod that I mean, it's awesome. I mean, you get him hooked early.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, no
Definitely
doubt,
gotta do
no
that.
doubt. And that's a good thing. And I don't want to take up any more time, but it was just a great end of the show story to just remind us why we're there. I put myself in his position when I was like 12. And if I would have got a rod for, $40 or whatever it was, I mean, I would have been like, are you kidding me? I'm getting a $250 rod for $40. I mean, I'm going to sleep with this thing. I'm going to have it right next to me, on the side of the bed and fish with it every day. So it's kind of cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, very cool. Kevin, I
Thank you
appreciate
for
you getting
having me
on
on the
with.
show. Thank you for all that you do. Everybody, please like and support Old Farts Fishing. It's awesome. It's about giving back, and it's no BS. We're not trying to sell extra stuff. It's stuff that works. If you do want to buy it, it's there to help you guys out. But yeah, like and subscribe and support all that because it's going for a good cause. We are wiped out. Well, I'm tired. I'm just tired.
All right. Well, go get some
I'm getting
rest.
the
We will
axe.
chat.
I'm getting the
You're getting
axe.
the
My
axe,
wife is
and we
saying,
will see
"That's it.
you.
Stop talking. Let's start."
There you go. Eric just cut. Look, this great having producer. They just cut him off. It's like this. That big old hook is like, boom, just pull you off. No, Kevin's a great guy. You got to call into our podcast Thursday nights, Real Talk with Kevin Brock at 7:00. This is where it's Kevin's show where I don't talk as much and he just does most of the talking. I'm just there to look pretty. But anyway, all right. So there you have it. A lot going on. Richard's probably going, me next, when you get to me.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm
A lot of
here.
exciting stuff going on tonight.
Man, it's a packed house. We did talk a little bit. We didn't talk much about the kokanee corn, so I did design this with the help of my favorite friend.
Darren?
ChatGPT is going there. So what's funny is this kokanee corn label. I gotta tell the story. So I'm on ChatGPT saying I need a label for this, right? And it did not want to spell kokanee right. It kept saying Kokane. It wouldn't do the two E's. And I had to say, no, redo it. And I kept trying over and over. And then it would spell it right. But then it would change and misspell Warren's name. And it wouldn't be Warren Fredrickson. It said Warren Fredericks. And I'm like, no, leave that alone. But change. It's like, man, by the time I was done, I drew it myself. But I got it right.
What's funny is you're fighting with.
I'm fighting with a stupid AI, right? I'm yelling at, no, that's not what I mean.
You don't want me to be right. Here, I'll give you what you want.
No, but Corin, we're gonna start calling him Warren. Let's just call him Corin.
Corn Warren.
His kokanee stuff is definitely, a lot of people came to buy this. He must have had like 10 or 12 cases of this stuff, and I think he walked home with 2, if that. So they definitely went through a lot of it.
Are they trolling with that on the?
Buller's Bar, anywhere you go find kokanee, but Buller's Bar, Whiskey Town,
They put it on the hook
put
when
a
they're
little
trolling.
tiny hook. Have you ever done kokanee fishing?
I have not. It's something.
Oh,
that
we
I
gotta
need
go
to
do that.
Yeah,
I can
do.
actually do that. I know how to. We have little downriggers on the boat. You have downriggers, no?
I have downriggers.
So
as
yeah,
well.
let's take your boat. Your boat's nicer. We'll take your boat.
Yeah,
I'll show you how to
plenty
do
of
it.
ways to lay down if you
One
need
thing
to.
I did learn how to do was kokanee fish, at least at
Yeah.
Buller's Bar.
Definitely.
And we've been out a few times, and every time I've gone to do kokanee, I've caught. So it's not like it's one of those things where I don't know what I'm doing. That one I feel.
Love using downriggers. I really do. I do.
Yeah. Where was I going with that? Anyway.
You don't even know.
We can
No.
The label.
Richard.
The
No, I'm
label.
going.
The
We
label. You were talking
We're
about.
talking about the label.
Chad DBT and
Chappy TV. Same thing with this one, the kokanee or the kick 'em a pal.
Pal.
Dude. Yeah. Richard, I want to take that. Just put it right in the pocket. There you go.
I'll Venmo you.
There's gonna Venmo me.
hey,
Take that. Take it with you. Being a guest, take it with you.
Look at
Try it
that.
out.
Look at that.
You're probably
Look at
gonna put
that.
it to work before I'm gonna be able to put it to work. The
That's-
team's gonna be able to put it to work, but me personally,
I'm gonna put it to work this next weekend. I think.
yep. Shit, look, I got 2 bottles that Kevin said. I put these on the show, and look, I already lost them. One went to
Well, you can't use
Richard
it,
now.
so-
Exactly. So I guess Darren's gonna take the other one.
Yeah.
I'll go back to. I need to go back to my sponsor. I need another fix.
Yeah, there you go.
Give me another
Yep,
fix.
yep.
It's gone. It's gone.
So,
Yeah.
I'm full of stories tonight. So I had this at the Airbnb, right? Because I got the prototype one before they went to market, and we we're
Right,
gonna use
right.
it. So Daniel comes over. Which reminds me, I have another rod giveaway
Yes,
tonight.
we
We have
do.
another rod giveaway.
Oh,
We're
wow.
gonna do a wheel thing. I'll tell you about that in a minute when we get to you, and we'll do the
Right,
rod
right.
giveaway. But Daniel wanted some of this, and I'm like, all right. So I go to Airbnb. I'm looking through the drawers, like looking for a freaking bag, to, little
Ziploc
little
baggie.
Ziploc. There was no
Yeah.
Ziplocs.
No baggies, huh?
The only thing
No.
I could find was some wax paper.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's not
So,
good.
I'm
now
like-
you're balling it up like
No,
No.
It was like get the thing.
Like
cut,
good old
this was
days.
Good old days. A little bindle I made. I'm like,
okay,
oh, that muscle
alright.
memory came
Came
back.
right into play,
I
huh?
go here, kid. Just don't snort it. Just don't give the.
And it wasn't a little bindle. It
No,
was,
it was a big-
it was a
the
big.
it was a
one,
giant
the
one.
bomb, okay.
It was like here's. So I just don't get pulled over.
A half-ounce bindle.
Explaining that one, right?
I was like, why do I know how? No, I must have seen it in a movie. I don't remember.
Probably.
I don't know.
Probably.
Anyway.
That's
My
where-
guess.
So Richard's been sitting here patiently. I got a call today from Richard saying, "Hey, Stoney, you podcast tonight? Mind if I come in?" I'm like, you know what? You always have a seat on the podcast, and I already had Kevin, but I'm like, you know what? We're gonna make room for everybody.
Yep.
I
Here you
appreciate it.
are.
I appreciate
What's
it very
up?
much. Thank you very much. I appreciate it every time you have me on here. I know I just kind of bum rush myself in, but
I could always say no.
you can,
Right?
and I'll deal with that after the fact. but-
I'll deal with you after. I know where you live.
So I love the fact that I get to come in here and talk about all kind of fishing and stuff, and especially what we've got going on with the Channel Cat Classic, though.
Perfect. So what's on your mind? What are you going to share with us today?
So officially,
Official.
I know at some point we were going to go out to Kelseyville, the state park. However, I've changed all the flyers that I could find because I put out a bunch of them. Redbud Park is going to be the launch and the weigh-in at Redwood Park. So Kelseyville at the state park, that is no longer our headquarters. So we will do the captain's meeting at that location or surrounding that area on that side of the lake. I haven't figured out whether I'm going to do it at a secure location or at the launch itself. But that's where the weigh-in is going to be, and that's where we're going to launch. So anybody had any questions about that, that's where it's going to be. Yes, those insurance, that.
Insurance. Permit with the city, right? Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Man.
Yeah.
you'd be surprised. Now you know. Now people say, Stoney, how come you only did one tournament? And I'm like, you're gonna learn. You're gonna find out why I did one tournament. It is a lot of work, a lot of responsibility, and if you don't have a good team with you, which I know you're putting a team together, but the key that I found is you have to have a good team. My team kind of fell apart when I did mine. I didn't have as much help as I was expecting, and ended up relying on 2 or 3 people just to make it happen, which we did. And a lot of people didn't see the problems we had.
Right.
Right. Which is a good organization is going to hide the problems, which we did.
Yeah.
And but I felt them. I knew they were there, and I'm like, yeah, this wasn't fun. I don't want to do this anymore. I'll help Jake. I'll be behind the scenes. I'll do where I'm good at, which is organizing and doing that thing and talking, which you guys know.
You?
But, me. But that's why it works. Is Jake does what he does, I do my part. It comes together, and so
It's more so of especially if you have a team, your vision is the most important vision that's out there, right? And if people can see your vision, and then it's easy for them to kind of duplicate that and spread it into their own way of either promotion, whatever. I say it like this: the tournament doesn't happen without the participants being excited, right? All the behind the scenes stuff. I'm not fishing. My boat won't be featured in the tournament as well. I will be there with my boat, but I'm focused on more so of that logistical thing.
just let Roman take your boat.
Yeah. Whole other story. Roman, one thing you gotta have when you go on the boat is what? You gotta have a
boater's card.
You got a boater's
stuff,
card.
so
Get your card.
You gotta be comfortable, and some people really aren't comfortable driving boats, and probably somebody
Well,
else's boats.
and a bigger boat like your
And a
boat.
bigger
Yeah,
boat.
yeah.
So, as of right now, that won't be the case. I'm going to be on shore, taking care of business. But I did get promo's going to come out tomorrow. You guys will see that I did finally open up the weigh equipment.
Okay.
It's been
Just sitting
since
there.
way back.
Finally opened
the
it
other
up.
transitional thing. Yeah, I finally opened it, and I was like, "Ooh,
Pretty, huh?
some nice stuff."
Did you get a printer?
Got a printer,
Screen?
got a screen.
Dude, he's
got
going
a
all
monitor.
for it.
Yeah,
Nice.
yeah, I got
I like
those,
it.
and they come. Yeah, it's a really nice setup. Promo's coming out tomorrow morning, so you guys will see that. I went over a couple of things, and as I get closer, I'm gonna do a mock setup in front of the house. Right, I've got a 12 by 36 tent. I got all this. I've got a 100-inch monitor for display. It's just gonna be nice. Yeah, I
Oh,
tell
yeah.
you, I'm going.
You're going big.
I'm going big, and
Dang, he's going
I'm
to shoot the
excited.
moon.
I
Heck
really
yeah.
am. And once again, it's up to you guys to get the word out, get guys out, get people excited to come fish. And we'll see what happens.
Well, and that's one reason why
Yeah,
I say
wow.
just come on out and get part of the what we're doing here,
Mhm.
and
Yeah.
share and share the podcast, share the videos. Go to
Yes.
follow the Channel Cat Classic
Mm-hmm.
YouTube page, Facebook page.
Yeah, we've got a
you actually have a
Facebook page.
website too now.
I do. www.channelcatclassic.com. I did change the process. There were some people who were clicking on
We're having
the
issues.
entry and all, and then it kept saying, no, your card is no good. So they were calling me. So I said, forget it. We're going to just send a link to the registration page. I will send an invoice. So I changed that. So if you go in to click into the website, all you're going to see is going to say, click here for registration and invoice. Click on that, fill it out, information. An invoice will be sent to you within 24 hours, and we'll take it from there. And that seems to be working pretty good.
Yeah, and it's funny because I went the other way with the Catfish Bash, as I started putting in the QR codes where they could pay as they go.
Yeah.
And a lot of people do it, but then there's still a lot of people that still want to invoice. So I still got
Yeah.
to send them an invoice.
Yeah.
So we try to
Those
make it
fees,
flexible. The fees are
Venmo
just
and the Cash App fees were just absolutely
yeah, it's
ridiculous. So I didn't want to burden I didn't want to reverse it
right.
or even take it on myself because it just takes away what we're trying to do. So once again, that's one of those things about putting on a tournament. That's the behind the scenes stuff that people just never see on what it takes to make sure you've got a payment opportunity, make sure the payments are coming through, make sure everybody's getting receipts, and you've got a list of people who have paid, haven't paid.
Yeah.
You get the promissaries, but then, so
Yeah.
it's
Can-
a lot.
We can
It
still
really
hear
is.
Richard, right? Yeah. Okay, I'm just looking at comments. I don't know what Mike means. I don't know if
I can hear that.
I don't know if Mike means that they can't hear Richard, they can't hear me, or they know they're like their buddy Mike,
I
or
can hear Richard just fine.
I can hear him just fine too. I'm like, I don't know. I don't know if it's Magic Mike. I don't know what they're trying to tell me there, Anthony. What is the code
Mike,
word?
this is
So
on?
those mics are good in the field, but not in the studio. Okay.
Yeah, no, we use these mics at the ISC show, and they just took. I mean, it was noisier than hell. But you look at
It
the
took all
videos we
the sound.
posted,
Yeah.
it took all
I did.
the-
I saw a couple of them, especially the forward-facing sonar when I saw
That was
that.
funny.
That
I
was
couldn't
great.
resist.
It was no. It
Well, I
was,
mean, the guy's
it was
like,
great.
he's telling me as I'm watching, he says, oh, yeah, I've been a professional bass fisherman for 30 years, 40 years. He's retired.
Yeah.
He's doing this now. And I'm like, what better person to ask than somebody who's done it that long and just get his opinion. That's all not that I cared one way or the other. I just wanted to see. Says the volume's too low. Was Richard's volume. They can't hear him.
Yeah,
Something.
and I recognize his stance was more nostalgia than it was performance, right? That's what it sounded like to me. Everybody wants to keep things old school, and I get it. Once again, it doesn't matter to me. It's not allowed in
Just
the
YouTube.
Channel Cat Classic either. So it is not allowed. No.
Anthony says it's just YouTube.
Yeah. No live scope. No.
So you're not doing live stream.
Imaging. No, I changed. It's in the rules. No forward-facing sonar. No. What is it? The other one? Hummingbird.
Active imaging or
Active.
imaging,
Yeah. Active
360
image.
imaging.
360. Yeah.
None of that video
none
game
of it.
technology.
And once again, it's not because I have my own personal reasons. More so the fact that if people feel it's a leverage thing, I don't want that to be the case where
Right.
you not come out and participate. So, and I'm also going to be talking to Jake because there's a bash right before the classic, and what I need to talk to him about is my PDevCo or Pandemic Fishing sponsoring a tournament participant in the bash, because sometimes people will get to the fact, well, it's expensive, right, to bash.
bit.
Well, if you use a bash for a tune-up, basically, if you have a free entry there, then it may limit you. You may open yourself up to a
Getting into
to a spot in the Channel Cat Classic. So I'm gonna talk to Jake and see if he's okay with that. And other than that, we'll have to edit this part out of the podcast at some point. Even though we're live, but it may not.
We're just talking. Like I said, you heard it here first. Doesn't mean that's true.
Yeah.
But you heard it here first.
So that's the thing I'm talking about. Pandemic or permit and development consultants sponsoring a participant in the bash as a tune-up for the classics. So,
That's interesting.
Nice.
yeah.
Yeah. Speaking of the bash,
Yes.
so the Old Farts fishing team last year had a rivalry with Sift.
Mhm.
And we saw how that ended. Is Old Farts
did.
ended up on top of the rivalry.
I think actually we were tied for wins.
We were tied for wins. It wasn't the number of wins. It was who came up on top. We came up on top, above you. No. But we joined forces. Now we're one team.
You just got lucky a couple weekends.
Hey, luck is part of it. But now we've got to find new rivals. Well,
And we don't have to look far, I'm sure.
no, we don't. But I got, Whisker Getters is on the list. Only because it's Dave Mayo and Warren. I talked to Dave this week, so you're my number one target. And then, of course,
There you go.
I got to have another target, and that's Mr. Ben Harper.
Hot
We're
dog
coming
man
for you.
himself.
Channel Cat Crew's coming for you. Mr. Hot Dog Man.
Yeah.
Coming in
Okay.
4th place? Come on.
Ah,
What the hell?
Yeah.
No, that can't happen anymore. No. So he's on the
He's
target
on the
list.
target list?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
We're gonna be
He's
spiking
on a
his
wiener
hot dog.
chopping block.
So I'm gonna chop his wiener.
Yeah, so with your new
Those.
with your new catfish crew,
Yes.
Channel Cat crew,
Channel
what
Cat.
happens when you guys go fishing with other fish? You guys not gonna fish together?
No, so the Channel Cat Crew is for the bash. We're a team for the
just
bash.
for the bash.
Yeah.
Now,
Okay.
if there's a striper tournament, Anthony and I still do our striper things. Darren still does his thing. We still, and
Okay.
some of those things we'll fish 2 boats and be
As old fart fishing.
Yeah, we'll still be
Okay.
old farts fishing for everything else for my
We
YouTube
discuss
channel.
it and say, oh, let's all do it as Channel Cat Crew. Whatever.
I mean, it's
You know.
it's kind of it's just we just work together. I don't know. We're a lot of. I mean, it's we knew for me, from a competition standpoint, strategically, I had to do something knowing that I'm not going to be in it for the whole season.
Right.
And I didn't want to leave Anthony hanging.
Right.
Darren had some, issues with his team that he wanted to just, we kind of talked, everything worked. And
Yeah.
so this way, Anthony and Darren will definitely fish together through the season for catfishing.
Yeah.
And then when I come in or go out, whatever happens there, then we'll just play that as it comes. But the team itself continues and
Yeah.
just, we're in it
Well,
to
good luck
chase
to you guys too.
the
Yeah.
points and see what happens and
Yeah.
see how it goes.
Yep.
And
For sure. It's going to be good.
have fun. I mean, our
Yeah,
very
it'll be
first
fun.
tournament together was a blast. I mean, we caught the most fish we've ever caught.
Yeah. It's great.
Frenzy.
It was a frenzy. Several, and it wasn't just one frenzy. It was several frenzies. It's
Yeah.
like we actually had to just stop for a second, and if one of the
Kinda gather
frenzies
yourselves.
happened right after you passed.
It did.
So remember, I
really?
called you and said, "Hey, are you
Yeah.
coming
Yeah,
inside,
come this
outside?"
way.
And so
Yeah.
as we got right as
Literally,
you,
Richard.
We'll
No
come
lie.
literally as soon as you took off,
We started hooking
where's
for
he going? Boom! Our lights just went off. I'm like,
Yeah.
what the hell? I'm like, where's Richard going? The fish are right here.
Well, I didn't get a call to
I
come
know.
back, and so you really didn't want me there that bad. I could have came in behind you. You didn't have to just leave me hanging.
I think we caught 5 fish within a matter of about
Yeah.
10,
It
15
just
minutes.
boom,
Yeah.
went off.
I mean, you saw us coming. We were
Yeah.
there for 45 minutes. The rule is, they're not there. You got to go. And you got to talk
Difference was we were out a little deeper.
deeper.
Than
Yeah,
Yeah,
we ran that
yeah.
line on the inside. We didn't get shit. So we're watching Richard. We're like, we ain't gonna get shit. And then I think the rod went down,
Just-
went down.
Right.
We're like, shh, oh, like we didn't want to
You
show
didn't wanna
that.
see it.
And then they go, and it was like, all right, so that's cool.
Well, that's the whole consensus on our boat. It's like, please let us get one right when they're passing. Please let us get one. We're watching the ball, and it's like, it didn't happen. And I said, oh, we're out of here.
And I always tell people we do better with an audience because there'll be
Yeah.
times where we're drifting and not getting a bite, nothing, and then we'll come up on another boat. It's like, where are you?
That happens to us all the time. Unfortunately, more times than it should. Than I like, and where people are catching fish around us, and we're like, yeah, what's going
And
on?
next thing you know, there's 10 boats around you.
Yeah, and I'm still not catching any fish. So, but those weights were crazy.
The weights are crazy. You know, we were right next to the first person, Aaron, and
Yeah.
we were there next to them all day long for the most part.
Yeah.
They disappeared for maybe an hour or so, but came back. We disappeared, you know, towards the end for a little bit.
Came
but
back.
It's like, how are their fish? And they were a little bit further out than we were.
Yeah.
You know, we were in that little bit. Maybe we should have got
farther.
just a little. Excuse me.
And sometimes
getting all choked up, getting all excited.
We get conditioned because it's like, yeah, don't fish way out there. And I've never fished there. And you're looking at your map. There's not one dot or one path that's gone through that place at all, unless you see yourself. That's where your trail is back to the day. So you know, you don't have no marks, no waypoints. What are you gonna do?
Yeah.
Right. So you get on them, and that's one of the things we're trying to change. That narrative is the 30 minutes is one thing, but just where does that 30 minutes gonna help you, right?
And that was the challenge that we had, and this is when we get into tournament mode. This is why it's difficult for some teams, especially if your team doesn't gel.
Yeah.
And it thinks, you know, a lot of guys think that, you know, I've got 3 great fishermen on my boat. Doesn't mean that you got 3 guys that are going to work together, because you all have different
opinions and
different
depth, speed,
exactly.
everything.
Oh, I do this, and like, well, I don't do it that way. It's like, well, who's going to make the call?
Right.
Luckily, we fished enough together over, you know, the year outside of tournaments.
Yeah.
We knew this was already going to kind of work. We're already on the same mindset, so when we all got in the boat together, it just ran smoothly.
Yeah, when Darren was doing my levelers on my boat, and shout out to his company, Matthew Makers, for doing an excellent job on my leveler. As soon as Roman got on the boat, and I was like, watch this. We're like this, right, a little bit. I had to watch this. It's like, ooh. And he's like, oh, yeah.
See, I knew I could get hydraulics on my boat.
I got about 4 more miles per hour.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. It was really great. It was really great. But I was asking him about that transitional period between guys who have fished on their own and coming in as a group. You know, it can be a humbling experience, but also it can be a learning one too, where sometimes you have to kind of like, okay, nothing. And in my case, I had Roman is great. Shout out to Roman. He's like, whatever. And then sometimes I'll go, hey, I'm thinking about doing this. What do you think? He's like, hey, you capped it. And I'm like, I have somebody to blame.
Guide me.
Yeah, I have to have somebody to blame because my head is going. We have a game plan. I send it to him. I said, hey, this is what we're gonna do. And he's like, all right, cool. And then I get there, and then you kind of look around, and you see some different stuff. It's like, well, what do you think you should go here? He's like, hey, we said game plan, and I'm like, yeah, you're right. He's like, but so what are you gonna do?
Yeah.
And yeah, sometimes it's a struggle. And then of course, that was one of our largest bags since we've been fishing, which is kind of sad. And it wasn't even close, just based on those, right?
I thought we were doing real good too, and then went,
we started with a 20. We were like, whoa!
Yeah.
That didn't matter. I could have had 320s, and it
amazing.
Still wouldn't have mattered.
What was amazing to us.
You're not going to blame him.
Yeah, he made sure.
What was amazing to me is we had all our fish by 8:30.
oh yeah,
And
we
it's
were
a matter of
going.
keeping it. Yeah.
We were.
It was
already
like, holy crap. We were expecting not to catch a fish till what?
11,
9:30, 10.
I
You
caught
know.
the 20 at 8:30, so then it was trying to keep them alive, and then like we got an 18 at 10. So we started. I'm like, no, please! Like, I was sitting in front of. I think where you guys saw me, us. If you saw, I was sitting right in front of the live well. I was going like this, trying to keeping them.
fish.
And then I turned on the aerator, not the transfer, but the aerator. I turned it off.
Okay.
And then they just went to the bottom and just stayed. I was like, okay, cool. But that was a little rough, but there was some weights. I was shocked.
Some big weights.
Oh my God.
You know, the biggest thing that I noticed in this tournament too was that it just went smoothly.
It did.
It did.
Everything, was it from an organizer, we're working with Jake, was it 100%? No. We still have a little things to tighten up. But there's small things. There's nothing big, or there's one thing that's a little big in my mind that's not a big deal, but
to you,
it says with the health of the fish, right? The releasing the fish. We've got to do better as a whole. of making sure those fish swim away. We should have zero dead loss. We shouldn't have people saying, "Oh, I saw 8 fish, 2 fish."
Right.
Technically, those people should be being disqualified because their fish didn't swim away. But we
Right.
don't. I mean, we're not doing a good enough job managing that to make sure that that's tight, and that's just an area of improvement. That Jake and I talked about, and so we'll be working on that. Doesn't impact the
Yeah.
tournament and how it functions and stuff. It's just the health of the fish. We got to come up with a better process of that release.
Yeah.
I got one.
Oh,
All right, I think I told you guys when I was.
you have a release
while
boat
the-
or doing something or
No, well, and for me, it's not. I mean, the health of the fish is up to the angler,
no? It is
right?
It is.
And I saw, you guys were helping in burping fish and all that. Technically, really isn't your responsibility because whose fish was it?
Right.
Right.
Yeah,
So
we don't
for
even-
me, I'm tagging all the fish that come in
Yeah.
with a number. And
Is
your
that
number is
close up?
going to be associated with your boat. If that fish comes back up, that's going to be a penalty on you while
There you go.
the tournament is on.
Yeah.
Right. And for me, we're not taking them out. We're going to release them at the that far out in that one long ramp
there.
dock
Okay.
there. That's where we're going to release them. But if it comes back, all I'm going to do is look at the number,
Yeah.
and it's in the rules. So yeah, that's what
Very
that
cool.
was.
Yeah, it
That's
is.
my-
It ultimately it is up to the angler, the team, to keep their
Yeah.
fish healthy. You
Yeah,
know.
and
And
just
if
because
they-
you waited, it's not over.
No,
You know, it's
not at
just
all.
not done because that fish was limping
So
on
you're
its
gonna
way
be
in.
a weight penalty or a disqualification, or how you
There's
gonna-
going to be a weight penalty.
It's in your rules,
So
though.
yeah, you're going to get a what is it? If the fish is deemed dead, and there's a definition of dead
He's not
in
breathing.
in my rules, and half of that weight is gone.
Okay.
So that 20 turns into a 10.
Damn.
You
There you
know,
go.
that 15
Take
is
care
a
of your
7.5.
fish. No, it is. Take care. I mean,
Yeah.
we always take care of our fish, right? And the thing with the catfish is we found that especially in those colder months, they're a lot deeper. Is you almost have to burp every fish.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if we found that when we burp the fish, we have no issues with them. They
Yeah.
are feisty. They're like wanting
Yeah.
out of the live well. They're
Yeah.
so they're good. So
Even-
that's key is burp those
Yeah,
fish.
and then that honestly, my live well is not the optimum
Yeah.
live well because my fish sit with head down pretty much
yeah.
all day,
Right.
Yeah.
but they're always healthy.
Yeah.
They're always
that fresh
feisty.
water.
I've never had a fish die yet.
And for me, it's
So-
different with the Channel Cat Classic because you can weigh a fish in early.
Okay.
Because I'm going to be at the dock, right? We're going to be able to do that. You can't cull the fish after you weigh it, but
right.
if you feel he's big enough to stay in your well and be part of your bag, then yeah, you can come and weigh him in.
Okay.
I'd love to see that as opposed to trying to hang on to a 25, 22, trying to get a 25, and then he goes belly.
Right. Right. Yeah.
Because that rule is pretty solid.
Yeah.
Numbers match. That's it.
And this is where I differ on the early weigh-in myself. This is my personal opinion. Is if you have rules that say we start at a certain time, we end at a certain time. If we end at that 4 o'clock, right? That's because that's part of the game. That's part of the tournament. And it's your job as an angler to take care of your boat, take care of your fish, take care of all that stuff. And again, it's an unfair advantage. Now, everybody can weigh in early if they wanted to.
Yeah. it's
But
just-
if your fish is struggling, well, take care of the fish. I mean, I don't know. It's just part of the thing from my side. Is just take care of the fish.
well, that's an
But take care of 'em is like, let 'em-
that's an equipment advantage, and we don't want to get into equipment advantages.
Why
right?
not? Let's open up another controversial topic.
Yeah, I'm not. That's because you can go either route. You know,
No,
some people
exactly.
have great live wells. Some people don't, right?
Right.
And it may not even be a product of circulation. It could be positioning.
Yeah.
It could be wind conditions. It could be, if the fish is bouncing around,
Yeah.
you lose a battery, right? Did you catch the fish?
Yeah.
Yeah, you caught the fish. I think, in my opinion, and I understand what you're saying. It's part of the whole process.
Yeah.
I'd rather the fish stay alive than to make somebody stress out trying to keep them alive.
And
That's
the,
just-
and the key is you just gotta know what the rules are. So if Jake's
Yeah.
doing it one way and Richard's doing it another way, you
Yeah,
just know
absolutely.
when you enter the tournament, you know these are the rules and everybody applies by
no
the
early
rules.
weigh-in, yeah.
And you just know that's what
Yeah.
you got to deal with. And not that it's a good thing, a bad thing. It's just that's how it's run. And
Yeah.
I personally don't care one way or the other. But if I had a choice, I'd say let's do it this way.
Yeah.
But It's all good.
Yeah.
We got something else to get to.
We do. We got a rod to give away.
Hey.
So we already drew it. We spun the wheel. We created a video of it. So I'm gonna see if Eric can pull that video up. It should be queued up. You should be able to just play it.
Yeah,
And,
we're gonna
here
have
we
Hook
go.
and Big Rods go away at our
This
raffle
is,
as well.
Here
So
we go. Hook and
Nice.
Big Rod video. We spun the wheel, and let's see who won.
I didn't see
This-
my name on
am
there.
I even in that?
That's all team names. There's no. Which name was it?
Happy Hookers.
Happy Hookers.
Happy
Very nice.
Hookers. All right.
So
Very
Happy Hookers, like they need another Hook and Big Rod.
Another Hook and Big Rod like one here.
We will make sure we get that to you. It is actually sitting in my garage on my boat, so either I will get it to you or Darren and Anthony will, depending on where I am. But
Definitely
yes,
get it to you.
they will get a Hook and Big
I
Rod.
might use it a couple times, but
Yeah.
yeah, you know
I
what?
didn't say it was a new one.
We said rod. you know?
Rod,
It's
no.
like, what is on
This is
here?
what's great with Daniel. Daniel gives me product to raffle off, give away. You know, he's a great supporter of what
Absolutely
we do.
fantastic
And,
guy.
supports a lot of everything that we do, as long as you. So everything you guys do,
Yeah.
appreciate that.
Yeah, well, I appreciate it
um,
very much.
It's gonna be a great year.
You got a couple other things there. You got
Oh yeah,
this
we got.
weekend.
So when we're out and about, we went to Procure and we were talking to them. We were doing interviews, and there was one bait that I didn't know they had. Now, you know, I don't use a ton of Procure products, but they got a catfish cocktail.
Yeah.
I opened this up and smelt it, and it's definitely a cocktail. I don't want to open it up in closed rooms.
Right.
We're gonna give this a try and see what happens, and see. You know, it's catfish bait, stinky, does something, and then everybody's heard of Procure's butt juice. The only reason I bring this up was that he was saying that there's something in this that the catfish really like, and that's why I recommended it for catfishing. Is use the butt juice, and it's something to do with the oil that they use. He says it doesn't float; it sinks.
So if you got that one that's supposed to be better, why you got this?
I think
Well, they've
that one's
got
got the same
500
thing
different-
too, though. Like,
Yeah,
Is
they have a different oil. He says they formulated it differently because some of the oils will float, or you know,
Okay.
and this one is
blended.
designed to sink more to the bottom and stay with those fish, especially if you're anchored up fishing and you're wanting your bait scent to stay there. It's not going to just drift up to the top. It's going to stay down with your bait.
So
That's what they say.
how do you guys when you're testing new products and like stuff, do you test them all at the same time? Like if you have
No.
two different, like if you have
It depends.
one, or you putting them all on one rod, or are you gonna put one of these on one here or one of these on there?
So what I like to
Because
do
then you
is
gotta-
split them on the sides of the boat, right? So when
Right.
it's like just me and Anthony, it's easy because you've got two on one side, two on the other, and we kind of
Put 'em out,
separate
put
it.
'em out, Yeah,
So we'll take a day and we'll test one
one of them. Okay.
one like amazing fishing stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
We would run that on 2 rods and then 2 with nothing,
Okay.
just
Just to
bait.
same bait, just
same
no-
bait.
Same
So
bait.
if I'm
Sentinels or
using
whatever.
salmon,
Makes sense.
we'll have one with triple X, one without, and then see which ones do,
Yeah.
and just run them that day for testing. Or we'll take the kick-em-a-pow and do the same thing, run some without and some with. And then, if it's hitting more, then we just start trading up, start putting more kick-em-a-pow out. And then all of a sudden, it's like everything's hitting. You're like, maybe there's something to this.
Yeah,
right?
this is it.
Yep.
And we do that a lot with our baits, right? We do a lot with our baits. We'll run, 5, 6 different baits at one time, see what's hitting, and then slowly start changing up and move everything to those baits.
Yeah.
But we kind of want to see, give them a menu. It's kind of like
Yeah.
throwing a menu down.
Right.
What do you wanna
Which
eat
one you
today?
want? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we do that. We log
And then
this
that
up.
the big thing about that is it changes throughout the day too.
It will.
You know?
Yeah.
You can have them hitting good on salmon early in the morning, then by afternoon they're hitting on chicken.
Yep.
You know?
Yeah, we've done some historic data. Hasn't worked out. I can go back and I have a Excel sheet. Where we were, how deep we were, what speed, what float color, what bait, and then you go back and look at that and you go, okay, this is where we were at this time. We were catching this, and wah, wah.
And sometimes we don't use any scent at all because we
Yeah,
found that
we've
just
done that
straight
too.
up and I think a lot has to do with water clarity, water conditions, time of year, water
Temp,
temperature, what's gonna, I look at scents as you're just trying to stimulate them.
Right.
Yeah.
The water might be really, really cloudy. There might be other things in there, so you're just trying to get them to be. It's like putting clone on.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
attract somebody. I'm not.
Yeah. Like, what was that?
Who's
Who,
that?
who was that?
Sometimes you put too much and you go, oh no, no.
Yeah.
no.
Yeah.
Yeah. People keep thinking
Anyway.
they keep thinking this is like this this bait and wait kind of thing for catfish, but there's some thought that's going into
Oh,
it,
yeah.
and it's getting more evolved and more evolved. And there's a few people I follow online that do catfishing way back on the East Coast and all, and it's similar, but it's different out here.
And I think we can learn a lot about catfishing by talking to some bass fishermen. And this is why I say with our interviews we did, we were talking to Reese Custom Rods, a big bass guy that retired from pro bass fishing for like 30, 40 years. He's selling rods now. But I just made a comment about, catfish being on the bottom. He said, wait.
Yeah, wait a minute now.
So,
we
no,
get them all the time.
He's all, they're suspended. They're more suspended than you think. And we catch them all. He's giving me stories about his catfish. So
That's the biggest thing
I
with
think
catfish. People, everyone, they're bottom feeders. They're bottom feeders. They're bottom feeders. They're bottom feeders when they're babies. They're scavengers. Every fish is a scavenger when it's babies. It eats whatever it can get so it can grow.
Right.
And then it comes to a point where it's a predator.
Yep, it's hunting you down.
Yeah, it's suspended fish. It's what is a suspended fish? What do you consider that? Is it how far off? If
5
it's
feet, 10
2
feet,
feet off the bottom,
Is
is
it
he
suspended?
suspended? Yes,
Yeah.
he is.
Yeah.
Right. If he's 5 feet, he's just suspended. So
Yeah.
it all depends on what your definition of
Suspended is. Yeah.
suspended is, right? 'Cause
And
bass guys
how
are-
deep your water
they're
is.
dragging close to the bottom. Like if they got a rig on or a rattle trap or
Yeah.
a,
They're
that
bouncing
thing
it off
is
the bottom.
Off the bottom,
Yeah.
and guess who's coming to get it every once in a while,
Yeah.
or a swim jig,
Yeah.
or an underspit.
Yeah.
And that's what makes this whole game interesting is there's 100 ways to do it. And I know we're running out of time here, but one thing I had to say was kind of interesting. We were at the ISE show, and there must have been every other booth was a rod manufacturer of somebody. Everybody slinging rods. And I had to be honest, I had a safety meeting. Back was killing me. Came back in, started watching people, just watching, sitting there, just observing. And I'm like, all these guys with their rods. I need one's a 7.6. No, I need a 7.8. No, I need this soft. I was like,
Medium
these
heavy.
guys. Oh my god,
Yeah.
the technicality of. I'm thinking, it's a stick. You put a string on it and a hook, and you throw it in the water. But they making this big like they're building a rocket ship. There's
what it used
so
to be.
much stuff with rods, and everybody's making them.
Mm-hmm.
And I just started kind of tripping on it, just like, are they really that complicated? I mean, you could have the best rod. There was rods from $50 to $500.
Oh yeah.
And everything in between. And Kevin sold a lot of rods, right? And again, I'm sitting in his booth, and everybody coming, and they put it on the floor, and they did it this way, and there.
I'm telling you this: if you bass fish and you go to punch with a medium light rod, you're never getting that fish out.
I agree.
So that there are some
there's a
differences.
tool.
There are some tools. There's some guys frog fish. You're not frog fishing with a punch rod. You just not. The
Yeah.
retrieval is different. You're probably 6'1" on a punch. You're probably 8'1" on a.
He
on a
sounds like the
frog,
guys at the
right?
freaking at the ISE
I
show.
bass fish. People don't think I bass fish only because we've got a tournament coming up. I am heavy loaded here.
And I'm not a bass fisherman. All
I bass fish too.
all I hear is these guys talking about frogging, and I'm like, I didn't know these guys fish for frogs.
I thought they were talking about a video game.
I'm like, the frog is just, God, there's a lot of frog fishermen out here. I didn't know that was a thing. But then it kind of clicked. I'm like,
Sorry.
yeah, that safety meeting was good. I'm like,
It was too
frogging.
good.
It was too good. No, I had a blast at ISE. I am beat from it. It's good it's over, but it was great hanging out with a bunch of people. It was great to see how many people that knew about the Catfish Bash, knew about the Classic. And come by and say hi, say, hey, we watch your videos, and the community is as big as it is. It's kind of small too, and you start resonating with certain people, and it was just great, and appreciate all the shout outs from people. And
I didn't get out. I had the grandkids, and plus I'm still a little congested. I was sick as a dog, so
Yeah.
I didn't
hopefully
want
you're not contagious. I don't want your
No, not
sickness,
anymore.
but-
I've gotten over that, but at that ISC show, I was hacking.
Yeah.
So I didn't want to be out there trying to promote stuff about it. So
Yep.
All right.
next year, booth.
Booth. There you go. I expect to
Pandemic
see you.
Fishing will have a booth, and I'll probably have a couple of sponsors by then that are going to come out, probably snag them and another guy. So I got a year to.
You're to figure it
Flex it
out.
up.
It's
Yeah.
you're already behind. If you already started planning for ISC, you're already behind. Kevin and I are already working plans for next year,
Yeah.
and we're hoping it's going to be big. But we are at the top of the hour or the end of the hour. It might have even gone over. But appreciate you guys. Richard, definitely appreciate you coming in.
I appreciate the
We're looking
time,
forward
man. I
to,
thank you.
the
April
classic.
25th and 26th.
Yep. Register online, website,
Yeah,
Facebook.
www.channelcatclassic.com. Either send me an email or phone number 916-257-8076. I will guide you in the right direction. Or just go to our Facebook page, channelcatclassic.com, or Channel Cat Classic on Facebook, right? Or Instagram, Channel Cat Classic.
All the things.
Yeah,
Just
I
Google
got
it.
them all.
Google it. Peace out, everybody. See you
Stay
next
safe
week.
on the water.
It did. It did. I love it though. I love it. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank
very
you.
much.
I like doing this in